Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Mental Dojo with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm a life coach for men. I own Man Up Life Coaching in San Diego, California. I work with dudes here in the United States and internationally, talking about guy stuff, guy problems, things that are on your mind, things that are on your heart. And today we're going to be talking about yet another grueling, uncomfortable, awkward bro topic. So join me inside. I promise it will not disappoint. See you there. All right, guys, we're doing it. The Mental Dojo with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm the guy who coaches for a living. I live in San Diego. My business is called Man Up Life Coaching. I work with dudes professionally all day, every day. Guys that are in the military, guys that have tech jobs, project managers, data analysts. Who else? Labor and trade dudes, electrician, jack of all trades. I'm running through all my guys. Personal fitness guy, UFC gym owner, medical device salesperson. All kinds of guys doing all kinds of stuff. Hunting outfitter. Guy that doesn't seem to like having bear and moose on his property because it kills them all. I've got guys. Artists. Creatives. Regular guys. Fire department. Freaking whatever. MMA dudes. Guys. That's who my audience is. And as guys, we can be self-judging. That's the number one thing we talk about in these. What are they? These dialogues. That's what it is. It's content. I'm in a space I call the Mental Dojo. And what do I do in the Mental Dojo? Why is it mental? Well, because we're thinking about things. But are we thinking about them, or we're doing something deeper than thinking about them? We're training, aren't we? That's what you do in the dojo. Practicing. What are we practicing? Well, we're practicing something different than what we were practicing, because what we were practicing wasn't working. What we were practicing was self-criticism. What we were practicing was self-judgment. What we were practicing was self-punishment. Here in the Mental Dojo, we practice forgiveness. Having a short memory for failure. And, I want to redefine failure. I actually have it written down on my page that PRs are ugly for a reason. They're ugly because they kind of force you to push beyond your own familiarity. So you go into uncharted waters, unpioneered territory, at least for you. It's not familiar. This is the spiciest pepper I've ever eaten. Uh-oh, it's spicier. So anything that happens from here on in is uncharted, and I don't know how the body's going to react. I don't know how the psyche is going to hold up. Well, sure you do. You're in control of that. At least to a point, right? I mean, enough stimulus and things can happen in your head. Things can get weird. So we have to ground ourselves. PRs are ugly because you're pushing into a new physical and mental place. And you're learning to navigate what for you are uncharted waters. Coaches are valuable because coaches help you to make decisions about how you're going to move in those waters based on their familiarity, because they've had experiences that you haven't had. If we were talking about good old-fashioned picking up heavy things and putting them back down, well, put a bar on your back, sit back on your hamstrings, pull your shoulders tight, and push up into that bar. Kind of like throwing a tennis ball up in the air. There's a point at which it's not going this way or this way. It's just sort of that sort of timeless moment. Yeah. That's a Zen moment, isn't it? When you're pushing into that weight with everything you have, and it wants to go this way, and you want it to go this way, there's a moment. And when you're able to push through what should have been failure, complete the process and stand up, God dang, man. Oh, it's worth everything. It really is. But then you immediately want to do more. You know what you want to do now? Now you want to get to that next level. If getting to that level means pushing against your own fear, then identify. A fear of failure doesn't make sense if you recognize that failure is absolutely why you're here. You're here to fail. You do not go to a gym to grow. You go to a gym to break your body, man. You go to a gym to fail. So you're not fighting failure permanently. You're just fighting failure so that you can just continue to make tiny, tiny incremental gains against failure. That's all you're trying to do. That's all. That's all. And then you'll fail. And then you'll do it again. And then you'll fail. And when you finally and stand up completely and get through that particular plateau, immediately you're going to start training for your next, big PR. And every step along the way will be how well you do at the edge of failure until you fail, which will happen because failure is your friend. It is the stone that you sharpen your axe against, man. And if it weren't here, like in space, your weights wouldn't be getting you jacked on the moon. It just, whoop, fly away. All right? PRs are ugly for a reason. PRs are ugly because you're giving it everything. Your technique is out the window. No, it doesn't look good. Yeah, you hitched that deadlift. Yeah, you kind of did this a little bit. Oh, you're right there. I don't know. Maybe you might have just been a little high. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever, bro. Oh, your shoulder, don't do that. Your form. Yeah, I know. Keep working on your form. But the fact is, at a certain point, it's your will. It's your will. I will. For a while, I really liked the idea as sort of personal inspiration. I like the idea of saying, I will not lose. Famously, there were a couple of musicians who had something of a public dispute. And one of them emphatically stated, I will not lose. And there was a time in my life when I found that motivating. But there's something a little limiting worked into that language, if I'm honest. High school I graduated from. The motto for the yearbook that year that I'm not even in, for some reason I was never around when the pictures were taken. It's like did I really do this? I don't have any yearbooks in me. I just misremembering. But anyway, class of 88 were the Bulldogs. And our class motto is, who says we can't? Long Island. I don't know who came up with that one. Who says we can't? Very Long Island in the late 80s. What? We could succeed. Who says we can't? What, are you better than me? Who says we can't? I will not lose. So in this coaching program, what we do is we talk about winning. I think sometimes when people hear me say that, I'm a winner. They imagine what that means is that I enjoy defeating other people, or that I'm okay winning at the expense of someone else's sadness, tasty tears. It's not it at all. It's like when you watch two warriors battle it out, the octagon, man. When it's a really good fight, everybody knows it. Freaking double bonuses. When that balance is there, power going this way, and neither guy's willing to give up. It's not that he's not willing to fail. You will fail. Failure is inevitable. You cannot keep going. At some point, failure is inevitable. But it's how you grind, man. And when you have two guys and each one is absolutely determined to grind until he dies, and both of them are coming from a place of humility and inner strength and determination rather than pride and ego, right? That's the best, man, isn't it? Back before quarantine and all this, now I'm playing with resistance bands for to get my exercise in. I'm also 49. But when I was, started taking the weight thing seriously, around 36, right up through until, actually relatively recently, my numbers were pretty good because picking big things up, putting them back down, paying attention to form. And when I walked into the gym with the intention of hitting a PR, I was there to do one of two things: hit it or die trying. And I really wasn't doing it for everybody else's attention, but I did get something from, a bunch of guys cheering you on. I'm more than happy to offer that same cheering on to the next guy when he's ready to hit his PR. But the truth is, you go to the gym to fail. You go to get to the moment when the bar feels like freaking 900 pounds and you keep pushing. So maybe you've got an injury. Maybe you're old, like real old and rickety, but still you're pushing. Maybe you're just using the bar, but still you're pushing. Everything you've got, you're still grinding like you're doing push-ups over a bayonet because there's some part of you that just won't give up. Failure's inevitable. But you're just going to fall down and get up and fall down and get up and fall down and get up and push because you are god dang stubborn. Right? It's good. It's good quality. And if it means that your form is a little rough, don't worry about getting judged. Just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Push till you fail. Eat. Drink water. Sleep. Rest. Breathe. Stretch. Roll. Get back in. Practice technique. Do it again. 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 Socially, same thing. Right? I coach a lot. I do a lot. I'm very active. Do a lot. So I look like I'm ready to drop out over here. But I'm going to not do this video. I did an entire video, dumped all of my emotion for the frickin' day into this video. I mean, it was really actually very good. Realized I didn't record it. Got really freaking frustrated with myself. Said, do you realize this is exactly the moment that your content is speaking to? Are you going to give up because you accidentally didn't record it, or are you going to do this thing again? So you look a little tired? Well, guess what? PRs are ugly. But damn it, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. In the last one, I remembered to flip the timer. In this one, I have no idea how long I've been talking. So I'm just going to get to the very main point of this whole thing. When I say PRs are ugly, I don't just mean physically. I mean everything you do in life. It's really easy to judge yourself. And there are some people who would rather sit back and judge you and see if they can affect your trajectory because it makes them feel like powerful audience members, spectators, people on the sideline. But there's no way that they would be comfortable walking the walk that you're walking. Be yourself. If it's a little clumsy, that's okay. Have a short memory for the mistakes that you make. Constantly be self-correcting. Be self-forgiving. If your form is a little rough, it's because you're grinding, man. But grind. If you're practicing abstinence from some thing, whatever it is, alcohol, I'm not talking about like you alcoholic motherfuckers. Like go to AA, because I was an alcoholic and I that's a whole nother story. Okay, but I'm saying if you're somebody who's like, hey, I've been, maybe having a beer or two or three or four, and I kind of want to pull back on that. And you're looking for that discipline, right? You're somebody who smokes or vapes or whatever. And you're like, man, I don't want to be the cigarette person. I don't want to be the freaking, my lungs, because I know that the vaping is bad for me, but I'm doing it anyway. I don't want to be somebody who needs to puff little clouds of freaking hot oil smoke, right? I'm going to not do that. Okay? Don't dwell on it. Make a decision. I'm going to have 5 cigarettes. I'm going to have 2 cigarettes. I'm going to have no cigarettes. That was the one that worked for me. I tend to be very like all or nothing. So I was just like, okay, no more cigarettes, period. That was 13 years ago. But if you have to do it incrementally, do that too. But push against it, man. What do you mean push against it? When you have that urge, push against it. Right? No, push against it. Push against it. Food. Oh, I just right? Just like sex. Oh, let me just get right? Abstaining from something means it's a toggle, man. You're either going to not do the thing or you're going to do the thing. And all that bullshit in between. So if you're not going to do it, tell yourself, I'm not going to do it, and avoid it as much as you can. If you feel the compulsion, quote unquote, to go back to it, that's a physical thing. That's a feeling. Make a decision what you're going to do. If your decision is I'm going to push, then push for as long as you can until you fail. If it's 2 seconds, the next time go for 5 seconds. If it's a day, the next time go for 2 days. Just find the moment where you acknowledge that you're pushing, that you're fighting it. Be honest with yourself. Find the moment where you're fighting it. First of all, try to fight it. Just, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have a cigarette. Oh, I hate myself. If you hate yourself for doing it, then tell yourself you're not going to do it. Once you tell yourself you're not going to do it, do the best that you can not to do it. And if you do it again, I'm so bad. I can't believe I did the thing. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. You either did it or you didn't. If you did it, okay, you did it. Get up and try it again. 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 There's some heckler in the background going, dude, you're never going to quit doing X, Y, Z. That's just who you are. That person has no business talking to you, and you have no business listening to that. The only things you should be hearing are the people saying, you're doing a great job, you can do it. And if there's nobody saying that, don't go turning around going, oh, I need some cheerleaders before I can do this. No, you don't. Turn around. You're your own goddamn cheerleader. It's you in the bar. Push. It's you in the bar. Push. 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 Let people see you freaking bleeding out your freaking eye trying to go that way. Until you just cannot. Not you. Till the body fails. Right? Well, that's what happens. I try really hard not to eat, but then the body, my body goes and yeah, that's what happens. Your body goes and gets, food out of the fridge. That's what happens. Your body does that. Nah. I It's just like when people say, at parties, like, oh yeah, it just happened. We had too many drinks, and next thing you know, me and her are making out. I've been drunk a lot of times in my life with a lot of my buddies, and none of us have ever accidentally started making out with each other. Right? So there's a reason for that. You know what you're doing at some level, and you know what you're not doing at some level, because you have precognitively made decisions about what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Right? If you're not going to eat, then when you're fighting the urge, push against it. The way you push against it isn't by obsessing about the idea of failure. It's just the decision. I'm going to not do it for 5 seconds. I'm going to not do it for 10 seconds. I'm going to not do it for 20 seconds. I'm going to not do it for 30 seconds. I'm pushing against the bar. I'm pushing against the bar. I'm pushing against the bar. I'm pushing, pushing, pushing. Love that grind. Be that grind. Brr. If your form is sloppy, you're hitching on your deadlift and you're moving your shoulders too much on your squat or freaking whatever. Yeah, well, like I said, PRs are ugly. Because they force you to use everything you have, all the power you can summon, dig as deep as you can to get one more rep. To hold off on that cigarette or that drink or that porn, right? For 5 more minutes. To not habitually walk into the kitchen and swing the fridge door open and start scanning for what am I going to jam in my pie hole. But to say instead, I choose an alternative to this. And that alternative is up, boy. Man down, not here. Man up till you fall down. And then man up. And then you're going to fall down again. And then man up until you cannot literally get up. And then we'll feed you. Give you some water. Give you some nice fluffy pillows. Right? Get a little cat to cuddle with. Right? Keep flipping your pillow to the cool side. Put a little fan on for you, a little nightlight. Okay, little baby man. So you can wake up with the sunshine. Oh, have yourself a nice little breakfast. And then get the fuck up and grind. Rah! Put that bar back on and go. Because that's the moment. That's the moment where you grow the most, man. Or no, rather, that's the moment where you develop your strength, your mental strength, and your physical strength follows your mental strength. Ask anybody. I know it because I'm right now. I'm feeling the day, amigo. I'm feeling the day. I'm grinding it out just for you. So we'll see how long I went. Could have been 20 minutes. Could have been 45 minutes. I have no freaking idea. PRs are ugly for a reason. Anyway, I hope you guys found this interesting and entertaining and useful and wonderful here in the Mental Dojo with Dennis Procopio. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. It's time to shut down the Mental Dojo, throw the chains on the doors, lock the padlock, and get the hell out of here. But before I do that, would you do me a favor and hit like? I would appreciate that. And also, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you're feeling what I'm doing here, if you're smelling what I'm stepping in, go ahead and hit subscribe so that we can do this again, because the man cave just isn't the same when you're not here, man. And I mean that. Thanks for coming by. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.